Well, guys, how's it going? I just figured that I was going to jump in here real quick. I didn't have time to do a full video on this and get it all edited and everything like that because we are on a super tight time crunch. I labeled this as an emergency because it kind of is. This is a huge opportunity, and we got to jump on this now because there is a big vote happening tonight. I'll explain it. So, suppressors and SBRs are on the table to be taken off of the NFA in the new House Reconciliation Bill. And they're voting on that tonight, or tonight is the final markup for it. So we really, really need to put pressure on key lawmakers, Speaker Johnson, your representative, and make sure that we can get this done, because this is a huge opportunity. I never would have thought that it would have happened this quickly, but it looks like we actually there are Republicans that are caving to pressure to include that in the reconciliation bill. So, let's see. Yeah, there's a very, very good chance that if this goes through, we could push through getting suppressors and SBRs off of the NFA. So this is the Hearing Protection Act and the Short Act that we're talking about right now. And yeah, I know, sorry guys, there's still no gun wall and everything like that. I've been traveling. If you guys saw the new Unsubscribed podcast, we went to visit my grandmother, my Oma, did a great video or a podcast episode with her talking about her experience as a German civilian in World War II. But that was a lot of travel, and we've been super busy with the podcast and stuff, so I have not had time to put up the wall. But I really, let me see, echo on audio. Let me see if it's, how bad is it? Is it really bad, guys? Sorry, I don't know if I can do anything about that. I can get the mic a little bit closer if that helps. But yeah, I haven't had an opportunity to do a video on this, but I figured it was very important to get this out to you guys before, while we still had an opportunity to do something about it. So this is going to be what I wanted to present to you guys is Gun Owners of America put this out earlier. I shared it on Twitter, or X, if you will. And it has a phone number where you can call your representative, and it just basically sends you to your representative. You can call Speaker Johnson. You can call Majority Leader Scalise and Majority Whip Emmer. So those are things that it'll take 60 seconds. All you have to do is call them and tell them that you support keeping the HPA and the Short Act in the reconciliation bill package. There was a lot of, there was Republicans that, there were a couple of Republicans that were wanting to change it, because originally we're like, okay, cool, let's take suppressors off of the NFA, throw it in there. They neutered the language a little bit, where they said that now, we'll keep it on the NFA, like we'll still make you do the tax stamp and register it, but we'll take the dollar figure of the actual tax stamp down to $0. So it's not the $200 tax stamp, it's just a $0 tax stamp. And I'm like, that's not what we want. We want them taken off the NFA entirely. It was one of those things where they're like, well, we'll never get that past the Democrats. And you know what? That maybe, but you didn't even try. You gave up on the fight before the fight fucking happened, which was a little irritating. But now it looks like we're actually making progress. They have added I think they added the HPA back already, and now we're trying to work on getting the Short Act in. So there's a very real scenario that we might be able to get suppressors and SBRs removed in one swoop, which would be awesome. So before we get too much further, let me go ahead and tell you the phone numbers. So for Speaker Johnson, the phone number is 202-225-2777. That is the number to his office. If you want to call Scalise, the number is 202-225-3015. And then Majority Whip Emmer, that's 202-225-3015. 225-2210. And if you want, if you want to see this, the post itself, I shared it on, like I said, my Twitter or X. My handle there is @theAKguy. Should be pretty straightforward, but it is the most recent one. Put it up on the screen. I don't know how to do that because, like I said, this is my first time streaming on YouTube, and I don't know how this works. How do we help if we're in Cali? The same as you help anywhere else. You're still an American citizen, although kind of. But no, seriously, I mean, you could still call the House Majority Leader. You could still call these members of Congress that are here to represent you. Let me see, pin the numbers in the chat. I do not know how to do that, but I will try. Let me see if I can figure this out. Sorry, I'm being kind of a tech boomer at the moment. But I will see if I can pin those. All right, I am on here. So I just posted it. And I pinned it. Perfect. All right, I did figure it out. So sorry about the lack of spaces on some of that, but you can figure it out from there. So awesome. Yeah, that's something that we need to be on top of right now. I've been talking to a bunch of people that are on the Hill that are talking to key members of Congress, and the pressure really is working. We are getting through to these people. We just got to make sure we keep the pressure up because everything in Congress is about, give and take and battles and, do I want to fight, and die on this hill, blah, blah, blah. On the inside, that's how they all think. And when they know that there is pressure that, hey, my constituents really actually give a shit about this, then that really does help them make a decision to keep what we want in the bill and give us what we want, what we need. So I'm going to have on possibly Aiden Johnston from GOA to kind of give us a little bit of an update on what's going on right now. I'm going to call him real quick and see if he can give us an update on where it is right now, because like I said, this vote does end, or this reconciliation happens tonight at 1 o'clock a.m. in the morning, Eastern time. So we are running out of time. That's why I wanted to make sure, like I said, I don't really live stream, but I wanted to make sure that I got this message out to as many people as possible, which includes YouTube. And we've got, we got 8,500 people in the chat. So if we can even just get 10% of people to call all of those numbers listed, hell, those are serious numbers, and that could seriously help. So let me see if I can call Aiden real quick.
Hello, this is Aiden.
Hey, brother, how's it going?
Hey, I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great, brother. You're on live now. We were just wondering if we could get a quick update. I know you've been talking to key members of Congress on the Hill today, and really just trying to push this forward. So if you don't mind giving us just a brief description of what it is you're doing up there and how it's going.
Yeah, of course. This is a really pivotal last few hours for potentially amending the budget reconciliation bill. This is President Trump's one big, beautiful bill to include the Hearing Protection Act and the Short Act. There is a Rules Committee markup scheduled for 1 a.m., and it's probably going to go from 1 a.m. to 7 a.m., just all night. And in the hours leading up to that meeting, they're going to have the final negotiations as to what to include in that bill. And the way the bill is written right now, I think you said it earlier on stream, it only reduces the tax on suppressors and only the transfer tax, not even the making tax. This was put together by the Ways and Means Committee Republicans, this committee on taxes, and they really don't understand gun owners or the Second Amendment or the NFA, and they thought, oh, the tax is the real issue. And that's why they only lowered the tax. But what we all want as gun owners is to get rid of the registration, the fingerprints, the wait periods, the government permission that's totally unconstitutional. And ever since the Ways and Means Committee put out that text about a week ago, gun owners have been lighting up Congress, calling phone calls, commenting online, and everyone is paying attention in Washington, D.C., and they're trying to figure out exactly what to do. And there's a good chance that we can get this bill amended in these next few hours to include the Hearing Protection Act, and it might even be possible to get the SHORT Act to take short-barreled firearms like SBRs, SBSs, and AOWs out of the NFA. So that's why it's really important that everyone here listening picks up the phone and calls, because they're working tonight. They're paying attention to what's going on. So call your congressman, comment online. Twitter is a great way to actually reach members of Congress right now. A lot of political discourse happens on Twitter.
Yep. 100%. And is there anybody in particular? I know the GOA post that I shared included Speaker Johnson, Scalise. Is there anybody that we need to put pressure on that is hesitant, that we need to remind, hey, this is what the people really want and the people are paying attention?
Well, it's always worth calling your own congressman, especially if they're a Republican in this situation. If you have a Democrat, I think one of your viewers might have said they were from California and there's really no hope there. That's when it's most important to go and call those leadership offices, because they're the ones that are going to be finalizing the discussion. Right now, the leaders on this, the real big leader is Representative Andrew Clyde from Georgia.
Yes.
And he's actually a gun store owner. He owns multiple gun stores. He has an AR-15 on his campaign sign. And he is awesome. And he's the sponsor of both the Constitutional Hearing Protection Act and the SHORT Act. And so he's been working with GOA to try to get this language inserted into the bill. And then other awesome guys like Representative Chip Roy,
Yep.
Representative Ben Klein have been working to also help him get that language inserted. So if you get on the phone with someone, if you're commenting, what you want to know is your representative helping Representative Andrew Clyde get this language inserted? Because he needs all the backup he can get. Absolutely,
and that was just what I was about to bring up, because it's my opinion anyway that we can't just talk shit about congressmen who aren't doing their job or who aren't doing enough or things that we don't like. We've got to also give kudos to when people do the things we want them to do, and they're doing great stuff. Like I love Chip Roy, I love Congressman Clyde. Like those guys are really killing it right now, and we've got to make sure that we give them the pat on the back that they deserve for doing what's right.
Absolutely. I know everyone wants to hear about lawsuits, and Gunners of America does a lot of that, but we have a real chance to get laws enacted in Congress right now. And these guys just need your support. I know maybe you've never called Congress. Maybe you didn't believe in that Congress could ever do anything pro-gun. And you don't trust Republicans to actually support the Second Amendment. And that may be totally fair. But today, right now, they need your help. So this is basically our last chance in the next few hours to amend the bill before it goes to the Senate. If it passes tonight without, say, the Hearing Protection Act or the SHORT Act, we may be able to amend it in the Senate, but it's going to be an uphill battle. And so we need to try and win right now by basically putting as much pressure as we can in these final hours on the House of Representatives.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate it, brother. Seriously, thanks for the update on all this stuff. Like I said, check out the GOA post that I shared earlier on Twitter/X. If you want to get all of that, I've also pinned the phone numbers up here at the top of the chat because my boomer ass finally figured out how to do that. But seriously, Aiden, thank you so much for jumping in there. Is there anything else you'd like to share with people before I let you go?
Well, look, I just want to thank everyone who's already made a call. I think even if you call once, I know a lot of people have been calling every day for the last week. And I want to thank you, Brandon, also for hosting this live stream and for also trying to get gun owners activated on this. Because I know a lot of people are sort of black pill, but this is not the time to black pill about Congress. This is the time to really hold everyone accountable. And even if we lose a little bit, we get some of what we want. We get not everything tonight. We have to keep up the pressure and take all of that disappointment and then put it onto the Senate. What is your senator going to do? How are we going to amend this bill? Because the key thing is that we do not have to deal with the filibuster on budget reconciliation. This does not need 60 votes. We do not need 7 Democrats. The beauty of budget reconciliation is when you're dealing with a tax bill, and that's why we can do the NFA tax here. When you're dealing with a budget reconciliation bill, you don't have to deal with the filibuster. It's a simple majority, and we have more than 50, more than a simple majority in the Senate. So we've really got to keep up the pressure, even if things don't go our way at the Rules Committee tonight. But I think we've got a really good chance. So please call, and to everyone that called, thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Keep fighting the good fight. We appreciate everything you do, man.
All right, you guys have a good one.
All right. Thanks, man. Yeah, that stuff is super important, guys. And even if we don't, like I said, even if we don't get everything we want here, like let's say we don't get suppressors and the short act, we don't get suppressors and SBRs. Even just the fact that we're getting motion right now, we're starting to get more of what we want. We can always get more later. The fact that we're getting anything right now, it's cool to see motion on real stuff that we can just keep the line moving forward and just keep the pressure up, guys. It's just fucking awesome. Yeah, for those who don't know, for those who are just jumping in here and don't know what we're talking about, we've got a legitimate chance right now at potentially crippling the NFA as far as getting the National Firearms Act, of course, regulating suppressors, short barrel shotguns, short barrel rifles, and machine guns and everything like that. People are like, well, repeal the whole NFA. I'm like, don't get me wrong. I want to do that too. I think that's great. But the fact that we could, basically cut the NFA in half right now through a budget reconciliation bill, I think that's fucking awesome. And we need to put the pressure on that now because there's so much involved in this bill that we really might be able to just sneak legalized suppressors into it. And we've got the numbers. I really hope we've got the numbers as long as no Republicans back down when they shouldn't. You need to hold that fucking line and hold people accountable when they don't. Which you you guys know I'm very big in that. But yeah, no, so they're again catching people's up. Jesus, I'm tired, guys. As far as catching people up, tonight there is a vote at 1 a.m. Eastern time, and it's going to be basically the reconciliation bill, but basically finalizing the bill and getting it put forward. And we're trying to make sure that the short act and which handles the SBRs and the HPA are included in that. And so I've got the numbers posted. Like said, it's the pinned comment here in the live stream, but it's also on my Twitter. I've got the numbers posted there, but we're trying to make those calls, just encouraging people to call and really just call, Speaker Johnson, your local congressman, especially like he said, if it's a Republican, they are more likely. A Democrat is probably not going to be receptive to this, but the Republicans, we just really need to remind them that, hey, this is what the people really do want, and this is incredibly important. So let me see. And I'm glad I'm seeing so many people here in the chat saying that they called. There's a lot of people saying that they're calling. Because we just have to keep up the pressure. How old do you have to be to call? I don't think there's really a limit. But even if you feel like you're too young, get your parents to call. I mean, hopefully, as long as they're on our team. But no, this is awesome, guys. Yeah, the NFA has been kind of a pain in the ass for far too long. National Firearms Act, I believe it was 1934, again, regulating suppressors, short barrel rifles, short barrel shotguns, machine guns, and all that. And yeah, more of, would that have been FDR? More of him taking away our rights, which he was pretty good at. But yeah, it's followed us for quite some time. And now we've got a chance to really break it in half, which is awesome. Is this Wendigoon's dad? Yes, objectively. That is my biological child. Yeah, first time seeing me stream. Yeah, no, of course. I do not stream. I used to stream a little bit on Twitch. I don't stream on YouTube. But this was too important. And again, I didn't have time to get a video out until this, or before this vote happened, or yeah, before the bill was finalized. Where are the numbers? The number, like I said, the numbers are pinned here in the chat. And they're also on my Twitter of who to call. Chip Roy is my congressman who I need to call. Chip's already on board. I was talking to Chip a couple days ago. Chip is awesome. Like I said, really want to give kudos to the guys who are kicking ass and taking names. Andrew Clyde, fucking G, really fan of his. Chip Roy's been awesome. These are the guys who are really digging in their heels and making sure these gun additions are included, and not backing down, not wavering. They're killing it. But who do you call if your congressman, let's say, like your congressman is Chip Roy? For one, I would say just, hey, leave a voicemail saying you support what he's doing. But on top of that, again, call these key influential members of Congress like Speaker Johnson and make sure that they know that this is what their constituents really care about. And thank you guys. The chat's going way too fast. I appreciate there's like people are doing super chats and stuff like that. Seriously, thank you for that. This is going way too fast. I've never had this many viewers at one time, and it's kind of overstimulating me. Andrew Clyde is my rep. Hell yeah, you're represented by an awesome one. And yeah, like I said, no gun wall yet. I know I said next time you saw it, I'd probably have a gun wall, but I didn't exactly expect to be doing this right now. But we've got to put the pedal to the metal and make sure we make these calls. I'll tell you what, I'm going to do a call. Let me see. And I've been calling people left and right, members of Congress, a lot of people who I know on the Hill, and just trying to keep a pulse on it and see, just give them our kudos, like, hey, you're killing it, or hey, this is what we need. Let me see. This is Speaker Johnson's office.
Extension number 67035 didn't answer. You've reached the voicemail of Honorable M. Johnson, main line 2. Please leave a message.
Hi there, Speaker Johnson. My name is Brandon Herrera. I'm a concerned citizen in Texas, a Republican voter, and just making sure that I voiced my support for keeping the Hearing Protection Act and the Short Act in the House version of the reconciliation bill tonight. It's super important to me. It's super important to everybody who is very big in the Second Amendment and shooting community, and we would greatly appreciate your support on it. Thank you. And it's that easy. It's literally that easy. Just keep doing that over and over again with different core members of Congress and making sure that they know that we support this, because the pressure really does matter. Because a lot of these people don't know, And there's people in the chat that I see are saying, "Oh, this is a total waste of time." I know members of Congress. All right, I have conversations with these people behind the scenes. It matters. It really does, because like they're not going to listen to every fucking voicemail. If that's what you think we're doing here, you're crazy. But they do keep track of what issues people care about and the volume of calls they get in support or against. A lot of people do keep track of that. And so, keeping the pressure on, because a lot of these guys aren't gun guys. Like, they're not gun guys like we are, except for Andrew Clyde. He definitely is. But if you're not interested in, your core issue isn't the Second Amendment, they're not really well-versed in this stuff, and if they don't know much about suppressors and NFA stuff, then they may not know how much the shooting community gives a shit about this stuff. And that's the sort of stuff that really can move the needle when you're like, wow, okay, I didn't know really anything about NFA stuff, but I'm getting tons of calls. I'm getting 4,000 or 5,000 calls in support of this. This is something that the Second Amendment community really cares about. I need to get involved with this, or I need to make sure that this stays in the bill. Or maybe if they're the ones that are kind of pumping the brakes on it, maybe they get the fuck out of the way. And that's really the goal. You should call Democrats. I've seen people saying, like, call Democrats or reach across the aisle. Guys, look, I'm not saying bipartisanship is a bad thing, but maybe know your audience. I think it's more important that we keep the pressure on the wishy-washy Republicans than it is with Democrats, because I don't think you're going to get a lot of Democrats that are even going to consider voting to legalize suppressors or deregulate suppressors. That's just not, I don't think that's going to happen, brother. Yeah, thank you guys so much for continuing. All you guys are saying that you're calling your representatives. That's fucking awesome. How do I call for my district? Well, I mean, you can just Google, like, you can Google where you live, who represents your district, or I think the pinned comment that I have up there, it just says your representative. I'll be honest with you, I don't know how they found out or how that extension works to figure out your representative there. You can Google it. I'm in a very unique position where I know my representative for sure. You could say that. A little bit of lore there. But for sure, seriously, guys, keep up the calls. It is super important. Let me see. Let me see if I can call somebody. Because I really just don't understand how I don't understand the argument you could ever make about wanting to keep SBRs regulated. Like, I don't get me wrong, I want the entire NFA to disappear. I don't think any of it should be regulated. Legalize suppressors, legalize all that shit. But at the same time, I can almost understand how someone could make an argument about suppressors. Like, at least there's a functional element to it. But I still want to legalize, but you know what I mean. SBRs that is one of the dumbest laws that has ever been instituted. It's like entirely just based off of like Hollywood fear mongering. I mean, a lot is true about that with suppressors too, but SBRs especially are just, yeah. Oh, I just got a text from Braden Langley from Langley Outdoors. He said that ASA and GOA have pre-made templates for them right down to their districts. So if you want to check that out, ASA and GOA have pre-made templates. Let me see. Only put AR-15s on your gun wall. Not going to happen. Also, guys, don't spam the chat with that. Let me see. Call Tony. Call Tony's office. Let's see. He is my representative.
Thank you for calling the office of Congressman Tony Gonzalez. We're sorry we couldn't get to your call, but if you'll leave your name, your phone number, and a good email address, we'll be sure to get back to you.
Hi there, my name is Brandon. I'm a voter here in the district, in District 23. I just wanted to continue to voice my support, make sure that the congressman knows that I'm in favor of the Hearing Protection Act and the Short Act, and hopefully that stays in the House reconciliation bill, and just that the congressman continues to push that forward. It would go a long way with the Second Amendment community. Thank you. Yeah, guys, like that sort of stuff is is what moves the needle with this. And it might seem stupid, it really might, but I'm dead serious. There's a reason why all of the people who are who talk to congressmen for a living in DC, like the GOA guys, all those dudes, there's a reason why they tell you to do this. They wouldn't tell you to do this if it didn't matter. But this is like it's a free thing that you can do that does move the needle. It's apes together strong. Make another phone call.
Hola.
Hey, buddy, what's going on?
Not much. You streaming?
Yeah, I'm streaming. I'm over here talking about how stupid it is that we've regulated suppressors and SBRs and how we need to get them off.
Oh, that's pretty rad. I think that's important, and everyone should call their representatives.
Yep, absolutely, man. This is, for those of you who don't know, we have Donut Operator on the phone, my buddy Cody. But, yeah, I can't understand why that stuff was regulated in the first place, and it's just awesome to have an opportunity to get it taken off.
Yeah, it's pretty lame, if you ask me.
Yeah. If
you said it's for all SBRs and suppressors?
Yeah, we're trying to get it. They did this thing where they like neutered it down, where they're like, well, we'll keep suppressors on the NFA, but we'll turn the transfer tax from $200 to $0, but you still have to get it registered. And we're like, that's not what we fucking want. So
no one wants that.
Yeah, so now we're really pushing to get both suppressors and SBRs removed from the NFA, and there's a decent chance we might be able to make some progress with it.
That would be dope.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man, I'm looking forward to that. You said the vote's going to be tonight.
Yep. The meeting is at 1:00 in the morning. So Aidens said that we just had him on here with GOA. He just said that they might be going till like 7 a.m. this morning. So it's going to be. Oh. Yeah, I don't envy that job for things like this.
Yeah, no, that's freaking wild, man. You know, maybe one day if you decide to do the government thing again.
Yeah, I'm very happy to have been missing out on 7 a.m. meetings, or 1 a.m. to 7 a.m. meetings. But you know, this stuff's important. That's
sitting with a.
What's that?
Like having to sit with a bunch of fucking old people till 7 a.m.
I can only imagine how much Adderall is in that building.
Just Adderall, no other stimulant.
Oh, are you insinuating that members of Congress would use illicit drugs?
Never.
Oh man. All right. Well, I appreciate you jumping on, brother. I'm gonna let you go, but people here say hi.
Bye, stream. Bye, stream.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
All right. I appreciate it, brother. I'll talk to you later.
Later.
Awesome. Thanks. Yeah, guys, if I can do one big push for you guys, again, the the numbers are right here at the top in the pinned comment there. Let me see. And Braden sent me the link too. He said the ASA's link is AmericanSuppressorAssociation.com. Let me see. Oh, well, that's a big one. Let me just... I'll copy and paste that in the chat too if you want to check that out. And if you just joined, like I said, basically this is like an emergency thing just because we have a real opportunity to move the needle on getting suppressors and SBRs taken off of the NFA. There's a meeting happening tonight at about 1 o'clock in the morning Eastern time where members of Congress will determine whether or not the Hearing Protection Act and the Short Act are included in the House Reconciliation Bill. And so that's something that we really need to push for. And calling members of Congress really now, but until then, is really going to help us get this stuff moved, because they do pay attention to what people are asking and what people care about. So there you go. I just placed the link in the chat if you guys want to check that out. I'm not a gun nerd. What is an SBR? An SBR is a short-barreled rifle, which, according to the NFA, is illegal. It's why you can't put a stock on an AR pistol without a $200 tax stamp and, you know, wait time and everything like that. So, yeah, basically it's a stupid fucking rule, to be honest with you. But it is a law that is on the books that we would like to get taken off, and it looks like we might be able to do that. But anyway, guys, I might just jump off here. I've got a couple more calls to make, again, relevant to all this stuff. So I'll be continuing to work behind the scenes. I encourage you guys to do the same. If you have contacts with any of your representatives, please give them a shout. And if not, it's like this is not something you need to have any sort of inside baseball kind of shit. The numbers are right here on the screen. You can call, you can tell them, again, respectfully, what it is that matters to you and why you want to have those bills, or excuse me, the HPA and the Short Act kept in the reconciliation bill, and make sure we keep the pressure on. So seriously, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm sorry for this last minute, stream, but this was too important to not do a video on, and I literally did not have time to do a video before this vote tonight. So I appreciate you guys. I'm probably going to kill it here, but thank you guys so much. Please continue to call and post receipts. Show up on Twitter, on Instagram, and put it up on your stories or whatever, and just show people that you called, and to encourage others to do the same, because this is one of those, like I said, apes together strong. I feel like we can actually get something done. Even if we don't get everything we want done, even if we could just keep nagging at them, keeping the pressure up to continue to fight for more Second Amendment stuff and not back down, then that's awesome. But seriously, guys,